The New York Jets lost in Week 16, but even greater, Olu Fashanu carted off the field. Updates, Jets-Rams reactions, let's go.
I'm going to lose my gosh-darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
I made it clear that my intention was to play, and my intention was to play for the New York Jets.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to the postgame show. Jets, Rams, let's talk about it. Plus, Olu Fashanu gets hurt. Jets lose 19-9. The Jets fall to 4-11 on the season. And, the biggest blow of them all is Olu Fashanu. And let me just say this right off the top. We've got a full article in the YouTube description down below. Feel free to click and read. I just have to say this off the top. I could take losing. It's not easy. I don't enjoy watching losing football, but, 13 of the last 14 seasons have been a losing season for the Jets. So, not that I'm used to it, but, like it happens. What is harder to stomach is the football god saying, hey, Jet fans, fuck you, buddy. Olu Fashanu being lost is cruel and unusual punishment, man. Just when you think the Jets have something like, okay, our season sucks, but hey, we got a left tackle the present and the future, baby. And not to say that this injury suddenly makes him not those things, but this seems like a very serious foot injury. He couldn't put weight on it. He was carted to the locker room. Connor Hughes in the locker room spotted him with crutches. He was immediately ruled out as soon as he was carted off the field. That's never a good sign. Olbert confirmed it was a foot in the post-game commentary, and he was in a lot of pain, and they are getting additional tests. So we'll see what happens. It's less about this season and, Max Mitchell starting at left tackle or whoever the hell, Carter Warren, whoever it would be. It's about the Jets heading into next year, man. And hopefully this isn't as serious as it appears, but appears to be a very serious injury for the New York Jets. I'll start off with a positive here, then we'll kind of work back into the recap and takeaways I have for the game. Like, something Jet fans should be fired up about heading into 2025, because obviously this season's over. The thing you should be fired up as a Jets fan is the offensive line. It's sort of ironic because in 2019, Joe Douglas came in here, the offensive line was a disaster. And he tried to spend the next 6 years trying to do everything in his power to fix it. And ironically, like I said, when he's out the door, all of a sudden that's when everything seemingly looks like it's on the right pace. Everyone outside of right tackle, we'll put that aside. Morgan Moses, is he coming back? He's 33, who knows? But the other four starting offensive linemen, 80% of the starting offensive line for the Jets, their starters are 27 or younger. John Simpson's the eldest of the group. Olu Fashanu, 22. Simpson, 27. Tittman, it's like 24, 25. AVT, 25. Let me double check. I should believe Tittman's even younger than I've indicated there. Yeah, he is. I think he's 23. Yeah, 23. There you go. Excuse me. So you got a 22-year-old, a 23-year-old, a 27-year-old, and a 25-year-old. That's your offensive line. Your offensive line is young. It's exciting. And any head coach or GM would be absolutely over the top about it. Now let's get into the game. Here's a big problem I had with the game. Here's a big problem I had. Aaron Rodgers looked good. He looked okay. Now, the points, they weren't scoring touchdowns, so you could criticize him for that. But for the most part, Rodgers was moving around. He looked pretty good. He had the fumble, obviously, that was incredibly costly. But the thing that bothered me about the Rodgers stuff, and that's correct, FL Phil 98 on it, pass blocking, very good. Run blocking, not so much. Rich Cimini actually said in his Sunday morning column, because run blocking's been an issue for the Jets all year, that other NFL people believe the Jets' issues in the run game is a scheme-based thing, not a talent-based thing. He thinks the offensive linemen are good, but they're not delivering based on scheme. That was a Rich Cimini take based on NFL personnel executives he talked to, which is kind of interesting. But the thing that bothered me, and kind of the analogy I made during the game, is Aaron Rodgers was forcing it to Davante Adams a little too much. A little too much, to be quite frank. In the contest, let's pull up the old target numbers. Davante Adams finished with 13 targets. Garrett Wilson ended up with 7, but for the majority of the game that matters, he had 3. And you could tell that Aaron Rodgers, once he got 499 and 499, the passing touchdown, Davante Adams was awesome. But he was trying to force 500 to him the rest of the game. Now, Davante dropped one of them that could have been 500. And I'm referencing a touchdown number 500. But he just kept forcing it to Davante. And then after the game, Aaron's asked, hey, why did Garrett basically get ignored most of the game? He was like, they're running 2 shell. And it's just like supposed to be like football-y, shut up. That's why we didn't get in the ball. But you see Davante Adams moving around all the time. Why can't Garrett move? Davante and Garrett are supposed to help each other out. Garrett's a great player, man. And the more you hear his comments, and maybe we'll do a full show on that tomorrow, but he's frustrated. And you want to know something? There's a big misconception with diva wide receivers. Now, I'm not going to excuse all of them. But one of my favorite receivers of all time, who I believe is the second greatest receiver of all time, is Terrell Owens. T.O. I consider him the second greatest receiver of all time. And T.O., if the team lost and he wasn't involved, he was pissed because he's confident enough in himself. I actually have T.O.'s book around here somewhere. But he's confident enough in himself that if you get him the ball, that's going to lead to wins. And Garrett sort of had that kind of comment after the game saying, hey, man, when we're not winning and I'm not involved, that's tough. And I love the competitive fire of Garrett Wilson, that he believes he has more to give. And again, maybe we'll get more into that in the show tomorrow, but you just hear Garrett Wilson is dejected after the game like, man, get me the ball, man. Let me help the team. It'd be one thing if the Jets are winning and they're not involving Garrett Wilson. Great. Okay. That's a good first world problem. But that's not what's occurring. So my weird thing with the game was like, I felt like we were at a party and Davante Adams and Aaron Rodgers are in a very PDA relationship, public display of affection. They're making out in the corner. We're all like, do you guys need a room? It's kind of weird. That's what it feels like the offense is right now. It's a lover fest between Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams. And I'm not saying Davante stinks or Aaron stinks. That's not what I'm saying. Like, there have been a lot of good moments of Davante Adams here with the Jets. But it's almost like there's too much forcing, and it's taking away from the rest of the offense. That's a part that's kind of like getting me. I don't want Garrett Wilson to be frustrated and upset and all these other things. To me, that's the part that kind of rubs me the wrong way. It's like, whoa, this is kind of weird. Like, it's like, Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams are living out some weird fantasy where, they're just giving each other these moments that they're going to talk about when they're grandpas. And I'm like, hey, man, we're trying to play some football here. So, and there's a lot to get into in this game. Let's get some of the comments involved. Phone lines are also open. That is youtube.com/boygreen25. Got a couple hundred people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe. Feel free to call into the show and share your reactions and thoughts to the game. Also, we've got a contest going on, baby. Feel free to gift any Boy Green Coffee Club memberships. Are only $2.99 a piece. Every time you gift a membership or super chat in, $2.99 per ticket, you have a chance to win a bunch of free, it's not free because I guess you got to buy a ticket, but a lot of awesome Jets gear, Jets jerseys, autographed merch, and so much more. We want to give back to the fans that have made this show so special, and we're live every single day at 7:30 in the morning, plus these bonus shows, like doing a post-game show right now. So feel free, baby, to gift any memberships, and the person that gifts the most memberships wins a custom emoji, baby. And our number one gifter right now is Chef Kevin Gilbert with 37 gifted memberships. Just behind him is our number one Austrian Jet fan at 36. So we have a bunch of people in a tie at 30. That's FL Phil 98. That is Floor Lillian Big D. That's Ed Vargas, among a few others that are also in the conversation for gifted membership. So feel free to keep that train rolling. Another one I have to say is, can we stop with Xavier Gibson in the return game? What is going on, man? The Jets have a chance to get a garbage time touchdown, and maybe they have an onside kick chance to try to make things interesting. and Xavier Gibson fumbles the ball. He had one moment, one really big moment. He had a 40-yard return or something today. That was nice. But it's not about just the moves you make. It's the move or the mistake. It's not just about the big plays you make. It's about the mistakes you don't. And he fumbled the ball and lost the game. Malachi Corley was not a healthy scratch today. He was active, but we didn't see him. Throw Malachi Corley back there. Throw somebody back there for the love of Pete. What are we doing? What the bleep are we doing, man? Unbelievable. Number one Austrian Jet fan with a gifted membership, baby. Let's do that, and then we'll open up the phone lines here and jump right into them. With that, our number one Austrian Jet fan has officially tied Chef Kevin Gilbert for the most gifted memberships this month. It just got spicy, baby. And our number one Austrian Jet fan, let me see who we gifted that membership to. We'll bring that up here in just a moment. Let's, while we're waiting for that to pop up here, 1 second. Number one Austrian Jet fan has been absolutely killing it, which we appreciate. And that membership goes to Nelson Grajales. You have just been gifted a Board Green Coffee Club membership. Appreciate you. It's another raffle ticket for a number one Austrian Jet fan. All right, let's jump over to the phone lines. Up first, we got Hep here on the show. What's up, Hep?
Hey, Paul. Did you hear any updates on Fashanu?
Yeah, so all they didn't know is that, again, he couldn't put weight on it. That's not a good sign.
No.
He had crutches in the locker room, and he's getting scans, and he was in a lot of pain. So that's a lot of the updates that we have at this point, and maybe we'll get it even here during the show because he's supposed to be getting some scans today after the game too. So, but it just sucks. Oh, he's definitely done for this year, I think. But like, hopefully, it's not. Connor Hughes.
Yeah.
So there's a back and forth going on. They labeled it a foot, which initially gave me a sense of relief because I'm like, well, at least it's not an Achilles, or it seems it. Connor Hughes, after the game, asked Coach Olbrich, because a foot can be vague. I mean, it could be an ankle, like a calf, leg, foot specific. And could it be an Achilles? Connor Hughes asked Jeff Olbrich, and Jeff Olbrich said, I'd just be wildly speculating if I start ruling things out, this and that or the other. So he didn't completely shut it down, but the fact that it was immediately a foot is hopefully means not an Achilles, because Achilles is the one of all of the injuries in the leg, and anything can happen. The Achilles is the one that, obviously, as we've seen with Rodgers and ABT and Jamin Sherwood and so many others over the years, that's just the longest and hardest to come back from. So hopefully it's not that.
Yeah, and I thought they were moving the ball fairly well in the early part of the game.
Mm-hmm.
The quick slants, the screens,
Yep.
even running the ball, and then all of a sudden, I think it was Lazard dropped the ball on a third down or something, and it seemed
Why
like
is he playing?
it just took the life out of everything. It was like someone popped our balloon or something. It was like, dude, But anyway, what are you gonna do? Anyway, I still had a good time watching it, and I'll see you guys on the rebound.
I appreciate that, Hep. Yeah, that's the thing. At least there's some good moments, right? There were some exciting plays. The game was back and forth. Another close one for the Jets, but that's exactly it. Al Lazard, multiple drops in this game. By the way, here's a little fun fact, folks, for those counting at home, although my father disputes this statistic. NFL on CBS, the Jets have 30 drop passes so far this season. That is the most in the NFL. That is number one, according to NFL on CBS. 30 dropped passes. And that actually is 31 now, so it is number one. It's not tied anymore. It is 31. So that's two drops today from Lazard. The Lazard's terrible, man. He is gonzo. And look at the catch rate. Like, look at so we have 31 drops this year. That's most in the NFL. That's bad. Then you look at how many of them are from Lazard and how often he's targeted, and you see that drop rate. It's disgusting how much he's holding back this team. Absolutely disgusting. So, God, I can't wait till he's gone. That sucks to say on somebody, but I can't wait till he's gone. He is just taking it away, man. He's just taking it away. Edmund here on Facebook real quick. 30 drop passes and defensive holding penalties lead the league when you become the doormat of the NFL. This shit happens. That is true. For those who also missed it, the Jets have the most defensive penalties in the NFL this season. I believe it's 59, I believe is where the Jets are at. That is number one in the NFL. They're number one in the NFL in defensive penalties. They're number one in drop passes. Here's a couple other fun statistics. People love stats. We'll give you a couple other fun ones for the New York Jets this season before we get back to the phone lines here. Let me see. I had a few more here. Yes. This was the Jets' sixth loss of the year in which they entered the fourth quarter with a lead. That is most in the NFL. The Jets have lost 7 games this season by 6 points or fewer. Unbelievable. These are hard stats to stomach. That's a tongue twister. Hard stats to stomach, people. One more time. This was the Jets' 6th loss of the year where they entered the fourth quarter with the lead. Think about that for a second. The Jets are 4-11. 6th loss where they had the lead, which means just flip the record, folks. The Jets could easily be 7, 8, 9 wins. Jets have lost 7 games this season by 6 points or fewer. So it's not even just that they've lost with leads. They've lost close. It's not like they had a lead and then they blew it and then they lost by 30. It's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. Brutal. Brutal. As Ant Jets 82 says. Brutal. Brutal. All right, let's go back to the phone lines here. We got EZ here on the show. What's up, EZ?
Oh, my God. Well, I'm watching.
You might need to adjust your mic a little bit there, EZ.
Okay, you got it?
Yep. Gotcha now.
So, watching the game with my girlfriend, and, the first drive was okay. But, I mean, why is Aaron? I mean, I know Lazard's his buddy. I know this.
Mm-hmm.
But usually when quarterbacks in this league who are experienced know a guy has a bad drop rate, they don't fucking throw to them. And why isn't Malachi Corley out there instead of Lazard? I mean, this coaching staff is an absolute abomination. And I know that you really don't have anything to play for and stuff, but going for fourth down almost every single time, that's just stupid. Kick the ball down the field. Play the field game, too. I mean, if you honestly do still want to win some games for pride, then coach like it's a fucking game. Don't coach like it's a joke at this point. Ulbrich was coaching this game as if it was a joke. Nothing matters. Who cares? Or maybe he's been told to tank.
Wow. I would assume not because he's not going to be here next year. So, even if
that's the whole point. He's not going to be here. So maybe what's his name said, I want draft picks. You ain't going to be here anyway. Just tank.
Well, his reputation, everything would get lost. But it is hard to believe,
what
right, with
reputation?
your point.
What reputation? The defense sucked before Saleh got more involved. And it's gone downhill since Saleh left.
Yeah.
I mean, are we watching the same stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, baby. Wow,
yeah. He's upset over there, and I can't blame him based on everything we saw today.
Did they punt at all? I think they punted maybe once.
Who? The Jets?
Yeah,
I don't remember seeing Morstead at all. I don't know if they.
No, they didn't punt. They went for it on fourth down every time. Now, give them credit; they got a few.
Yeah, the Jets did not punt once. Wow, that's a fun
going for a 4th and 4 inside your own 40-yard line, inside your 30. Come on.
True. Yeah.
No, you got to play. You got to play it like it's a football game. You have to play football. You got to play football. You know your team's weakness is getting those runs. And the other thing, yes, Breece Hall on a short. Bring in Agent Zero. Again,
run blocking's been an issue.
Put a linebacker as a fullback. You only needed 1 yard. 1 yard.
Oh, that's a good point. Let's give a throwback to this. I appreciate this from Yo Holmes, and thank you, FFL98, for bringing it up. Hassan Reddick tipped the pass that should have been pick 6. Isaiah Oliver, I don't know what happened. It went right up in the air. It should have been a clear pick 6. Thank you for guys for bringing this back up. 100% should have been a pick 6, and I was just baffled. Oh my gosh, what happened here? Unbelievable.
I blame this loss on Ulbrich because you got to play. You have to play it like it's a real football game. I know there's 2 games left, 3 games left, whatever, and I know you're not going to the playoffs. Left, I believe. Yeah. But try to help your players.
Mm-hmm.
You got to help your players. You're a coach. You're supposed to put people in a position to win, and he didn't. That's my point. He did not put them in a position to win the game. I'm not talking about the turnovers. That can happen. It happened on both sides, whatever.
Sure.
But if you're going for a fourth, I mean, there was 4th down and 4, 4th down, and, just the play calling will. It's this team with good coaching would have 10 wins, hands down.
Yeah.
We're a 10-win team with the talent we have.
But
do you think Rex Ryan would be this bad? Do you think Parcells would be this bad? With this talent? You kidding me? Anyway, I'm trying to cook my meal, so I'm going to go back to it. I'm listening to the show. Enjoy, guys, and congratulations again on the babes.
Thanks, Easy. Appreciate you, pal. And feel free to continue to listen to the show. Again, we got 400 plus people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe. A couple other nuggets as we look at this. Obviously, Quinnen Williams did not play in this game. They tested out his hamstring before the game, and it was not good enough to play. He did not participate in this game. Aaron would have had over 300 yards because he had one more drive to give, but Xavier Gibson fumbled the ball. He had 256, so he likely would have gotten at least his 300 yards, plus he could have gotten touchdown number 500. I don't know if any of the Jet fans in the audience care about some of these milestones. Garrett Wilson should have gotten 1,000 yards today. Should have. He ended up with 6 catches for 54 yards. Like I said, that's not great, but it's still a little deceiving because he only had 3 targets through a bulk of the game until late. They started just feeding him a little bit, but not enough to make you go whoa, where's Garrett Wilson? He is a guy that could take over a game. He's a guy that can help you do all kinds of things. And he continues to be, kind of mitigated here. Again, Garrett's had some big games this year. I'm not trying to pretend like Garrett's been completely sabotaged by everything going on, but there is absolutely zip and pip, zero reason why we shouldn't be doing all kinds of things here with Garrett Wilson, man. Yeah, thank you for all the other injuries. That's Drew Sauce hurt his hammy, which is a hamstring he had hurt previously, so he was out. Tony Adams also banged up. So, there was a lot of players that got banged up in this game. Not a lot of massive injury updates from old Salah after this thing. Not a lot happening there from that perspective. Again, the other part of this target conversation, Jeremy Rucker gets 2 targets. Kenny Yeboah had a target. They had the combined same amount of targets that Garrett had for a large portion of this game. Crazy. Obviously, the Aaron Rodgers fumble was a massive loss, and he didn't really have the cognizance to be able to jump on top of it. He had a chance to jump on top of it, too. He had a chance. Thank you, Justin Jefferson. Yeah, I will tell you also just kind of some random nuggets here. Boom, shakalaka, baby. Whew. I'm playing my dad in fantasy, as you guys all know. Just a random kind of note and update here. So as the game goes back and forth with the Vikings and Seahawks, I am keeping a very close eye. Justin Jefferson just had a nice 40-yard touchdown. That just helped. My dad is Brian Thomas Jr. He had a 60-yard touchdown. So we're going back and forth. Right now I'm currently projected to beat him. So let's keep an eye on that, folks. Let's keep an eye on that. Very nice. Anywho, that's neither here nor there. Oh, that's the stat. Oh, thank you, FLFL98. Didn't want to steal Yoham's thunder, BG. He wrote the Jets are only the second team in history to have no punts and score less than 10 points. That is hard to believe. I mean, that's history. The Jets have been making all kinds of history for all the wrong reasons this year, which is stunning. I didn't see that stat till just now, so that's wow. Good Lord. Wow. Wow. Unbelievable. This Jets team is unbelievable. This is a season, unfortunately, I'll never be able to forget. And now I lost the bet to the Joe Branham, a.k.a. Sheriff Joe Bags, for coming on the show. So I got to get a Rams helmet, autograph it, boy green, and 19.9, and then the date and all that jazz, and I'll send it over to him. I'll take video footage so you guys can all enjoy and laugh at my belief in the New York Jets. Feel free to do that. Shout out to CMDR Carney, a.k.a. a Rams fan that had kind of been with us this week. Boy Green, got to go, Boy Green and Shaq. Keep your heads up. Happy holidays. Happy holidays to you and yours. 'Tis the season. Wait, what stat? Dakota says. Oh, yeah, I can read it one more time. Why not? Didn't want to steal Yoham's thunder, but the Jets are only the second team in history to have no punts and score less than 10 points. That's a stat, Dakota. That is the stat. That's a stat. Record breaking my balls this season, says Amid Hioka. Oh, yes, that's the other bet. Number one Austrian Jet fan says, we lost, so I can't buy shirts off your shop. No problem. Although the Boy Green shop is down below if you guys want to. But I appreciate that. You got to respect the bet. They didn't, so you have nothing to purchase. But feel free with any of your gifted memberships, folks. We're 3 days from Christmas. The Jets left us some more coal underneath the tree. Underneath the tree. Unbelievable. Yeah, I thought we solved the kicker situation. Nope. Anders Carlson absolutely butchered that field goal, and they missed an extra point early. Now, fair enough. Fair enough. Anders Carlson, like I said, butchered that kick. He also missed an extra point, but so did the Rams kicker, I guess. So it's all even. Touche happening there for the New York Jets. Now we got 2 games left in the season at the Buffalo Bills next week. Oh, boy. And then finish it off with the Miami Dolphins, which by all accounts, the Dolphins are probably going to be eliminated from the playoffs before we get there. Here's a scoreboard update. We have a crazy game going on between the Vikings and Seahawks, which is a lot of fun. And Bills currently now have a 10-point lead over the New England Patriots. They've scored 24 unanswered. The Patriots were up 14-0 in this game. They were up 14-0. And then the Bills scored 24 unanswered. Dolphins currently lead the 49ers. It's 19-17. I don't know. Some people listen to this after the fact. Jaguars on top of the Raiders 14-13. Now, for Tankathon updates, for people that we're swinging back to that conversation, the Jets were sort of unaffected by everything that's transpired so far. The Jets are 4-11 after losing, and they still have the 8th overall pick in the 2025 NFL draft order, according to Tankathon. Now, the Panthers won, which is good news for the Jets because now you have another team that has 4 wins. Now, the Bears' strength of schedule is so much worse that they don't matter to the Jets. They are below the Jets. So that's good news. But the strength of schedule is incredibly tight between Carolina and the Jets, so that's going to change over the final 2 weeks. So there's a chance the Jets can launch up to the 7th overall pick. The Jaguars, I guess that would be, you're either rooting for the Raiders to join our party. They have 2 wins, and they could get to 3 wins, and then they join the morass. The Raiders would drop all the way to... Let me make sure I have it right here. They drop all the way to the 6th overall pick if they won. They currently have the 2nd overall pick. They drop to the 6th overall pick if they won because of their strength of schedule, that tiebreaker. But if the Jaguars win, that'll be another 4-win team to compete with, and then we're going to be talking about strength of schedule. So for the Tankathon people in our audience, there you go. We're back, baby. We're back. Sad. I was excited. I was hoping we'd win and have this crazy high-scoring game. Unfortunately, that's not what happened. Joe Brandon was right. Well, let's go back to the phone line. We got Sonny joining us here on the show. What's up, Sonny?
Hey, how are you, man?
It's just brutal. The Fashanu one is the news that hits me the most. That just pisses me off. But in general, everything that's been happening with this team has just been.
I know he went out with an injury.
Mm-hmm.
Is there word on how serious?
All we know is it's a foot. He couldn't put weight on it. He had crutches on in the locker room. They're doing scans. He was in a lot of pain. It's kind of like the general blob of info that we've gotten so far.
Yeah,
he's getting scans tonight and tomorrow morning. So, yeah, long story short, it doesn't sound good. No.
Doesn't sound good. And the Tankathon doesn't entertain me much either.
Yeah, right.
I'll tell you, looking at Rodgers out there today, it looks like stat padding. Forcing the ball to Devontae. Not utilizing anyone else on the field there.
Yep.
Everything just looks forced.
Yep.
It's like there is no offensive system. I don't even know what else to say about this team. I expected them, honestly, today to get floored, start to finish.
Really? Oh, okay.
I thought they was going to get their asses kicked. So when I saw them take a lead and, score on that first drive, I'm like, wait a minute. they might win this game today.
Yeah.
The Rams, it's the Jekyll and Hyde thing with the Rams. Sometimes a great team shows up, then the team can't get it right. That shows up sometimes. But
Yeah, right.
either way, the Jets still found a way to break our hearts.
Of course.
Even it's so dumb because you get heartbroken in the tail end of a miserable season. It's like
Right.
they never fail to disappoint. That's what it is. To make things more idiotic, I actually think Rodgers is their best bet starting next year. I mean, I don't think
It feels like it, to be honest.
That's what it looks like. I mean, I don't think there's a better situation out there than bringing him and Devontae back, bringing in a real coaching staff, a real offensive coordinator where they can be an actual system in place, and, try to just retool and run it back. And who knows,
Yeah, the only exception at this current point, again, rookie quarterbacks could change, and all of a sudden there's someone available that we don't know, maybe. But if Sam Darnold wanted to run it all back, that's the only one that I could see as this massive upgrade. You're like, boom, there it is. But would Sam want to come back here? My gut says no. I mean, maybe we'll be surprised. I would say no.
I can't even imagine that he would want to return to this shit show.
Because he's going to have
never
options.
Changed since he left.
Right.
And now he's had a taste of what it's like to play for a real football team.
Yeah, right.
I can't even imagine that. But then again, if he doesn't have a job, he's going to need a job.
Yeah, right, exactly. So maybe that's it, and that would be a wild turn of events. I wouldn't have had that on the bingo card. We trade him away, and somehow he comes back. That'd be wild. But outside of that, though, which is probably a slim possibility, it's probably Rodgers because of the lack of other options.
I don't think there's another option. Look, it's easy to say Tyrod Taylor, but he never stays healthy. Yeah. Might play a few games next year, and then he'll get injured. That's usually what happens with him. The other rookie on our roster that they drafted is injured and supposedly going through setbacks with his injury. Was there another guy, Boy Green, that I can't remember? Or
not that I'm aware of. We only got Rodgers, obviously. We got Tyrod and Travis. That's it. That's
Travis, right? Martinez was long gone, right?
Yeah, I believe he's still on the practice squad. So that's something, I guess. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
that's not either way. That's not a realistic option.
No. I would say not. No.
I mean, is there any word on who might fall to them? Because I think the QB, I forget his name, that they were thinking about supposedly as just came out and said he's going back to school.
Oh, the Penn State kid. I heard about that one.
Or Olu?
Yeah. He's supposed to go back to college. Now, I guess based on the college football playoff, if he gets hot, he's like, actually, I'm going in because maybe his stock rises to such a level he changed his mind. But yeah, he has announced or through the insiders that he's going back. Maybe that could change it. But yeah, so then you're swimming in Alabama waters, the Jalen Milroe kid or somebody else. But the draft process cooks up people all the time. So Zach Wilson jumped up the draft board. Anyone can. So you never know.
Yeah. Since we're on the draft, I'm going to throw this your way. Okay. There's a bunch of Jet fans clamoring for Arch Manning.
Yeah.
I think he's eligible, in 26 or 27?
Yes, next year. Not this upcoming draft, the draft after, I believe, is 26.
I'm a firm believer, Boy Green, that if the Jets were in position to pick him, that the kid would either stay in school or pull an Eli and say, I'm not coming to you guys.
Hey, I mean, it happened to the same family. How could you not envision that as a possibility?
Can you not see it coming?
Exactly. Right. No, it's certainly, I can't put it past the kid. Absolutely not.
Absolutely. And would you blame the Mannings if they didn't let
Which
him
I was
come
just
play
about to
for the
say.
Jets?
I can't really blame them based on Jets history. I mean, pick all the guys. There have been different guys in different rounds and everything. Sam Darnold, Geno Smith, Zach Wilson. I mean, all of them. I mean, it's just been a shit show. So I wouldn't blame them if they attempted that.
And hey, give Zach Wilson some time to
Sure.
sit on the bench over there.
Mm-hmm.
Let him float around for a couple more seasons, get a little bit older, a little more mature. And I promise we'll see him winning some games at some point as well.
Yeah, probably. It feels inevitable. Yeah.
Thank you, Boy Green. I appreciate you taking my call.
Of course, Sonny. I appreciate you, man. No, go ahead. I missed you there. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. I'm going to try to, I am subscribed. I'm going to try to become a member to your channel.
Hey, booyah. Love it. Thanks, Sonny.
Thank you. Thanks again.
All right, of course. Yeah, there you go. Of course, if you guys would like to join the Boy Green Coffee Club, support the show, it's in the YouTube description down below. Join the Boy Green Coffee Club by clicking here. Boop. And you can sign up and join the Boy Green Coffee Club right now. It's down in the YouTube description down below. If you'd like to gift memberships, if you're watching on YouTube, there's a little money sign. You click that. It's the final option that's available. Gift channel memberships, and you can gift as many as you'd like. 1, 3, 5, 10, 15, 20, more. And remember, every membership that you gift, you get a raffle ticket to our Jets giveaway, which is, like I said, going to include Jet jerseys. They're going to include autograph merch and other stuff from my personal collection. So feel free. I highly recommend it. And it's been a lot of fun to do so far this month, like I said, in a great way to give back to the fans. Thank you to the nearly 500 people that are in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe. We'll be back on tomorrow morning, just 2 days out from Christmas. We got some more takes coming from this game and a bunch of guests coming up this week. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in and another Jets game. And again, for those who are just joining us, here the Olu Fashanu update that we have is that it is confirmed a left foot injury, number one. He couldn't put weight on it. Not as good. He had crutches in the locker room, according to Connor Hughes. Also, no bueno. And that's put us, obviously, in an incredibly tough spot. He's going to undergo some more scans tonight and also tomorrow. So they're trying to put that as well. And yes, before I go, I see we have a super chat in here. And every time I get a super chat, we hear from my daughter, Zariah Luna. So we appreciate you, buddy. Wow. Garrett is gone. He looks miserable, Joe the Jet G says. I'll make sure I put you down, Joe the Jet. You are $1 away from one of our raffles here, but I'll put you down here. Jet G. Appreciate you. Yeah, I would say to your comment, he doesn't look good coming off of the game in terms of some of the commentary. And I'm not making fun of him. I mean, not looking good like he doesn't sound super happy to be here right now. And I can't blame him. The Jets are a 4-win team. He was ignored for most of the day on offense. He's right on the edge of getting to his 1,000 yards, which he has admitted before is really important to him. Now, he also said that winning is really important to him. He looks miserable, but I wouldn't say he's gone. Again, the Jets control his rights. They have him for at least next year. They're going to exercise the fifth-year option early May or earlier, so they'll control him for at least 2 years, and then you got franchise tag for 3 years after that. And I'd remember and like to suggest to people or comment, that even if receivers request trades, doesn't mean it's over. People request trades all the time, and they don't get traded. Deebo Samuel requested a trade. He signed a long-term deal with the 49ers. T. Higgins requested a trade. He played for the Bengals this year. So people request trades all the time. I prefer that he does not request a trade because I don't want the hoopla, but, it is what it is. The fact of the matter is that could happen in the future. Hopefully he likes the head coach hire. Hopefully he likes the GM hire. Hopefully he likes the plan. And they give him a big money deal this offseason. And then it's a whole lot of nothing for nothing. So that's what we hope. By the way, shout out to Chef Kevin Gilbert and everyone else who was there at that Jets-Rams game that was cold-ass cold. Salute. Absolutely salute for making sure you guys went out there. Love it. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning, everybody. Take friggin' care. Good boy.